Do you know what the harshest punishment life can inflict upon a human being is? I have spent a lot of time thinking about this question. Many people would say it is physical pain. Others might say it is failure, the crushing weight of losing everything you worked for. And yes, those things are terrible, but I don't think they are the worst. Failure, as painful as it is a conclusion. It is a period at the end of a sentence. It hurts, but it gives you closure. It tells you, this path is over, turn the page. No, for me, the most terrifying, the most cruel, and the most unbearable punishment is waiting. It is the state of limbo. It is that gray zone where you are neither succeeding nor failing. It is when you pour your heart, your soul, and every ounce of your energy into something, yet the universe gives you absolutely no signal back, no validation, no rejection, just a silence that stretches on into infinity. That is exactly the psychological battle I went through during the 100 days I faced this seed. Look at it. Please, take a close look. In the early days, when I first held it in my palm, it didn't look like a vessel of life. It looked like a stone, a meteor that had fallen from a dead star. Its shell was black, hard as cold steel, and completely barren. It had no cracks, no softness, no opening that promised a future. When I placed it into this soil, buried it under the dark earth, I thought I was beginning a journey of hope. I thought I was starting a creative project, but I had no idea that I was stepping into a cage. I didn't know that I was signing a contract with silence. The first 10 days passed. In the beginning, I still held on to my optimism. We are always optimistic at the start, aren't we? The thrill of the new beginning blinds us to the long road ahead. I watered it with precision. I adjusted the grow lights to the perfect angle. I examined the soil surface every morning when I woke up, with the eager eyes of a child, hoping to see a tiny crack, a disturbance in the dirt, anything that whispered, I am here. But there was nothing. The ground remained flat. The seed lay there beneath the surface, immobile and stubborn, refusing every bit of my care. Then 30 days passed, a whole month. Now pause for a moment and think about that. 30 days. In our modern world, 30 days is a lifetime. It is long enough for a trend to rise and die on the internet. It is long enough for you to form a new habit. It is long enough for a physical wound to heal and leave a scar. But for this seed, 30 days was like the blink of an eye. Around it, I watched weeds sprout from the potting mix. Uninvited guests that lived their entire short lives, bloomed and withered away, all while this seed did nothing. Other plants in my garden had put out new leaves, grown taller and danced in the wind. But this one? It remained just a silent black stone buried in the dark. The silence in the room began to feel heavy. It wasn't just a lack of noise, it was a presence. It was a silence that mocked me. I started to feel foolish, truly foolish. I looked at my camera, recording day and night, capturing absolutely nothing but still soil, and I felt like a fraud. This is where the doubt creeps in. This is the part of the story that nobody likes to talk about. We love the beginning and we love the success at the end, but the middle? The middle is a swamp. I started asking myself dangerous questions. What on earth am I doing? Am I watering something that is already dead? Have I been tending to a corpse for a month? That feeling is terrible. It hits you in the stomach. It's the same feeling you get when you send out hundreds of job applications and don't receive a single reply. It's the feeling of working on a business idea for 2 years without making a profit. It's like writing a book that sits in your drawer, unsure if human eyes will ever read it. You feel invisible. You feel like you are having a monologue with the void. You see the world moving forward. You see your friends getting promoted, getting married, buying houses. You see the highlight reels of everyone else's lives on social media, full of motion and color. And then you look at yourself and you feel stuck. You feel like you are marching in place, wearing down the soles of your shoes but getting nowhere. By day 60, 2 full months, my patience had hit rock bottom. I was angry. I stood in front of this pot and I felt a genuine urge to destroy it. I wanted to dig it up, smash that rigid shell with a hammer just to prove to myself that there was nothing inside. Why was it so stubborn? Why wouldn't it cooperate? I gave it the best soil, the cleanest water, the most consistent care, yet it responded to me with cold indifference. I felt rejected by nature itself. But then, on a rainy afternoon on day 80, something shifted. Not in the pot, but in my mind. As I sat there listening to the rain drumming against the window, I looked at the hard, unyielding surface of the soil, and I realized I had been looking at this all wrong. I had viewed that thick, tough casing of the seed as a barrier. I saw it as a prison wall preventing life from escaping. But what if, It wasn't a prison. What if it was a shield? What if the seed knew something I didn't? What if it knew that the world outside was a harsh, unforgiving place, and it wasn't strong enough to face it yet? So, in its wisdom, it chose to hide. It chose to wait. There is a biological truth that we often forget in our rush to succeed. Pressure creates diamonds. It turns out, waiting is not a passive act. We think waiting is doing nothing. We are wrong. Waiting is an active process of accumulating massive energy. Inside that stone-like exterior, a microscopic nuclear reactor is compressing. It is compressing and compressing and compressing. Why? Why does it take so long? Because what this seed is about to create is not a fragile weed that lives for a week. What it is preparing to build is a structure that can withstand storms, that can outlive me, that can exist for a century. And to support a future that magnificent, it needs a preparation period that is equally magnificent. You cannot build a skyscraper on the foundation of a wooden hut, and you cannot expect a brilliant, long-lasting success with a superficial, rushed preparation. The longer the wait, the deeper the roots, the harder the shell, the stronger the life inside. I realized I wasn't waiting for it to wake up. I was waiting for it to become invincible. And then, finally, day 99, I saw it. A crack. It wasn't big. In fact, if you weren't looking for it, you would miss it. Just a tiny, jagged line running along the spine of the seed, barely visible above the soil line. But to me, that tiny crack was louder than a clap of thunder in a clear sky. The cold steel shell that I once thought was impenetrable had finally surrendered. It didn't break because I hid it from the outside. It broke because the life inside became too big to be contained. Can you imagine the immense pressure that tiny pale sprout had to generate to break that stone wall? It had to tense every cell. It had to channel all the vitality accumulated over 3 long months of silence into a single point of impact. That wasn't just growth. That was a punch of life. Day 100. The explosion. There are no other words to describe it. It didn't grow gradually like the other plants. It didn't hesitate. It launched itself from the ground. Within just 24 hours of breaking the shell, that green sprout rose proudly, shooting up inches into the air, leaving all the memories of failure far behind. The leaves unfurled, lush, thick, dark green, and overflowing with vitality. Looking at it now, standing tall and majestic, no one would think it had just spent 100 days buried in a dark grave. People passing by would only see the brilliant beauty of the present. They would say, "Wow, what a lucky, healthy plant." But I know the truth, and it knows the truth. This beauty was paid for. It was paid for with 100 days of loneliness. This stability was bought with 100 days of compressing under pressure. This 100-day journey taught me a lesson that I will carry in my heart for the rest of my life. It taught me that silence is not empty. Silence is full of answers. If you, the person listening to these words right now, are feeling forgotten by life, if you feel like you are in the waiting room, watching everyone else get called in while you sit there holding your ticket number, please do not despair. You are not stuck. You are not a useless stone. You are not broken. You are simply a hard-shelled seed. The reason you have to wait longer than others is that what you are nurturing inside is far greater, far heavier, and far more important than what others are carrying. Life is forcing you to compress. Life is forcing you to build a root system so deep that when you finally rise, no storm can ever knock you down. Do not try to pry your shell open with a knife. Do not force your bloom before your season. Do not envy the weeds that grow fast but die young. Be patient with your own timeline. Cherish this winter sleep. Use this darkness to forge your inner strength. Read the books no one else reads. Master the skills no one else has patience for. Work in the dark. Take care of your mind. Nourish your soul. Because believe me, the moment you break that shell, it will be the most brilliant moment of your life. The ground has already cracked. I can see it. The light is right overhead. Stand firm. Keep waiting. Keep working. Your time is beginning. Right now.